Hello, and welcome back to the Slow English podcast. Today, we are going to tell you a ghost story.
But this is not just one story. It is a story told in every country, in every culture, for thousands of years.
Imagine this. You wake up in the middle of the night. Your room is dark. You try to move, but you are frozen. You cannot lift your finger. You cannot scream.
And then you feel it, a heavy weight on your chest. You look down and you see a terrifying figure sitting on top of you.
It sounds like a horror movie, but for many people, this is real life.
Let's take a trip around the world to see how different cultures explain this terrifying experience.
Let's start in Europe, specifically in Scandinavia. Hundreds of years ago, people believed in a cursed woman called the Mare.
The Mare would enter your bedroom and sit on your ribcage to crush you. This is actually where the English word nightmare comes from. It literally means the night crusher.
Now, let's fly to Asia. In Thailand, locals call this Phi Am.
Yes, I have heard about that. They believe a ghost sits on your chest and makes you suffocate.
Exactly. But the list goes on. Let's look at Japan.
Ah, yes. In Japan, they call it Kanashibari. This translates to bound by metal.
That is a very strong image, like you are tied down with heavy chains.
Correct. The Japanese believe that a vengeful spirit is holding you down so you cannot escape.
Now, let's cross the ocean to North America, to Newfoundland in Canada. There, they call it the Old Hag.
They believe an old witch comes out of the sea to paralyze you. Even today, if someone wakes up unable to move, they say, "The old hag rode me last night."
Let's go down to Mexico. They have a very scary phrase for this.
In Mexico, they say, "Se me subió el muerto." This literally means the dead person climbed on top of me.
That is terrifying. Imagine waking up and feeling a dead body lying on you.
It shows how universal the fear is. Let's look at Turkey. They call it karabasan.
Karabasan? What does that mean?
It means the dark presser, a mysterious dark figure that attacks you in your sleep and strangles you.
And what about Brazil? They have a legend called the pisadeira.
She's described as a crone, an ugly old woman with long fingernails and red eyes. She waits on your roof, and when you sleep with a full stomach, she jumps on your chest.
Let's finish our tour in Africa. In Nigeria, this experience is often called Ogun Oru. It is believed to be a spiritual warfare happening while you sleep.
And finally, in the Middle East and Egypt, people have spoken for centuries about the Jinn, a spirit that pins you down to the bed so you cannot move.
Europe, Asia, the Americas, Africa. Why does everyone see the same thing? Is the whole world haunted?
No, the answer is not supernatural. The answer is biological. We call it sleep paralysis.
So let's switch from folklore to science. What is actually happening in your brain?
To understand this, we need to go back to our previous episode about dreaming. Remember REM sleep?
Yes, REM is when we dream.
Well, nature has a safety switch. When you enter REM sleep, your brain sends a signal down your spine to paralyze your muscles. This is called REM atonia.
Atonia means a lack of muscle tension. Basically, your brain disconnects your body so you don't act out your dreams. If you dream about running, your legs don't actually move.
Exactly. This paralysis is normal. It happens every night, and usually it turns off before you wake up.
But sometimes there's a glitch.
Yes, sometimes your mind wakes up before the paralysis turns off.
So your consciousness is awake, your eyes are open, you can see your room, but your body is still in dream mode. It is still locked.
You are essentially a prisoner in your own body. This state can last for a few seconds or a few minutes.
Okay, that explains why we can't move, but it doesn't explain the monster. Why do people see an old hag or a ghost or an alien?
This is the fascinating part. It is a mix of panic and hallucination.
First, let's talk about the chest pressure. Why does it feel like someone is sitting on us?
When you are in REM paralysis, your voluntary muscles don't work. The only muscle working is your diaphragm for breathing, but your chest muscles are paralyzed.
So, when you wake up and try to take a deep breath in panic, your chest won't expand fully.
Exactly. Your brain feels this resistance. It thinks, hey, something is pushing down on my chest.
And then the brain tries to find a reason. It invents a story. It thinks, I can't breathe, I can't move, there must be an attacker sitting on me.
At the same time, your brain is still half dreaming, so it projects dream images into the real world.
If you are fearful, your brain projects a monster. If you are religious, it might project a demon. If you watch too many sci-fi movies, it might project an alien.
In modern America, many people who think they were abducted by aliens were actually experiencing sleep paralysis. The gray alien is just the modern version of the old hag.
I have also heard that some people feel like they are floating. Is that related?
Yes, this is another type of hallucination. It is called a vestibular motor hallucination.
That sounds complicated.
Basically, your inner ear controls your balance. During sleep paralysis, this system gets confused. You might feel like you are spinning, falling, or floating above your bed.
So, people who think they are having an out-of-body experience might just be having sleep paralysis?
Exactly. It is a very powerful trick of the mind.
This sounds terrifying. Is there a way to stop it?
There is no cure, but there are ways to escape faster. The most important rule is do not panic.
That's easier said than done.
I know, but fighting the paralysis makes the feeling of suffocation worse. Instead, focus on a very small muscle, like your little finger or your big toe.
Try to wiggle just one toe?
Yes, focusing on a small movement sends a signal to your brain that says, hey, I am awake. This can break the paralysis loop.
Also, scientists have found a major trigger, sleeping on your back.
Statistically, most episodes happen when people sleep in the supine position, lying flat on their back.
So, if you are scared of the old hag, try sleeping on your side.
So remember, next time you wake up frozen, don't worry. It is not a ghost. It is not a demon.
It is just your brain playing a trick on you. You are safe.
Thank you for listening to this spooky edition of the Slow English Podcast. Sleep well and don't let the bedbugs bite.
Goodbye.